Did you see that in the background? That's my cat. Let's see how many times she's going to show up this time around. Welcome, my name is Pedro Porto, and I have created this channel for it to be a bridge between people that are interested in HR and people that work in HR. This is a collaborative experience, so I really appreciate you taking the time to participate in this journey. Last week we spoke what is HR. It's a good start for us to have some very concrete things to discuss further. But this time around, let's talk about why HR exists in the first place, right? Well, if you had to guess, why does anything exist inside an organization? It is because of efficiency. Got you there. In the beginning of its life, no organization needs HR unless you are an HR organization, but then you'll be kind of redundant. Meaning, in any case, looking at the things that you do on the employee life cycle, you can do it yourself. You don't need an HR person, not at all. However, as the company grows, you start to figure out that things becomes increasingly more complex, and then you need to prioritize your time. So eventually you'll come to a point that you need to let go of this part of who is hiring, who is running the payroll, who is promoting, who is writing contracts, so on and so forth, and have someone specialized to do those things. It is a turning point for the company because it is on the crossroads of when you start entrusting that the culture that you're building, the mission of what you're trying to do, will be living beyond that initial group of people. And then you will have someone to act on your behalf of what will be the right people choices going forward. Of course, normally you still have some form of control, and the HR person will not be doing it in a vacuum. Ideally, HR will be working together with the other part of the business to figure it out what is the best thing, what do they really need to achieve the success regarding people, right? Because HR deals with people, not with products or something else. But that leads me to a good point. HR and what it means to succeed as an HR. As I mentioned, HR deals with persons, with people, with you, with me, with our colleagues. So it's very easy to trick ourselves that by measuring what we do, that we are delivering in results. And let me be a bit more specific on that. I'm sure if you heard around the business world that what is not measured is not managed. I think it was Pedro Drucker that said that. Anyway, this will be drilled on your head day one if you join the vast majority of organizations. Like, you need to have KPIs, you need to know your indicators, you need to bam, you need to have a target, a numerical target. And HR is no different. Often you will have targets of how fast you're hiring people, what is the percentage of errors that you get every time that you run a payroll, what is the turnover rate, what is the engagement rate of the employees inside the organization, all these different things that HR measures. But considering the following, these numbers are important for HR. Yes. Does it actually translate in the success for the business? No, it doesn't. Ideally it would, right? But it doesn't. There is only way to measure a truly successful HR, and it is figuring out, is it helping the rest of the organization to ultimately deliver on its success or not? So it's very good to have our own internal measurements. However, either everybody wins or everybody loses. You can win on a vacuum, but really, if in the end of the year you say, yes, I have met my targets, I have achieved everything that I was supposed to, I have spoken with my manager, I'm a top performance. But still your company doesn't deliver, doesn't create enough profits, then what? Then what is the point, right? I knew she was going to jump. So going back, why HR exists? It exists to enable the success of the organization. It exists to nurture the people working on them. Often I would tell my friends that HR is a balancing act between what the company needs and what the employee needs. The way that I look at it is like this. Let's say that you're trying to deliver a project, and then you don't know exactly how this project will look like in the end. It's an ever-changing, dynamic environment. So HR needs to work on that parameter, that the organization will keep changing due to external and internal pressures. So this puzzle keeps changing its shape. You don't know exactly how the picture will look like, because how the picture will look like today will not look like tomorrow. And each of the pieces of this puzzle has their own ideas of what the puzzle should be, has their own ambitions, has their own wishes, has their own qualities, things that they're good at and they're bad at. So for the HR professional, it's up to balance it out between the two. And it is sometimes an ungrateful job, because everyone has bad stories about HR. Everyone. I have bad stories in HR and I work in HR. So it's very easy to fail on this very challenging balancing act. But it can be very rewarding too. To see people succeed, to see someone that you have been following the career for a long time really grasp and get to that position, or become a manager, become a leader. To see leaders that have been working for the longest time and throughout coaching were able to change their approach and deliver. In our world, it's very easy to focus on the negative sides of everything. But I do believe that we add a lot of value by focusing on the possibilities of what everyone can deliver. Just feel good now. Feel good Pedro. Hashtag feel good Pedro. In any case, this is what I wanted to say today about why HR exists. I hope that I made a good case to you. If I didn't make a good case, well, let me know in the comment. Subscribe, leave a like, leave a dislike. Please don't leave a dislike. Just help me out here. I'm trying. But then, until next time, thank you. I'll see you there.